Have you ever wondered why your sleep has become more restless, even though you still eat properly and no longer worry as much as you did in your younger years? Many people over 50 believe that retiring early, eating healthily, and getting regular checkups are enough to live well. But there's a little-known truth. What we do after 7 p.m., seemingly minor, can be a silent destroyer of long-term health. These habits, which may seem harmless, are quietly affecting the sleep, digestion, and cardiovascular health of millions of older adults. And if not adjusted early, the consequences can accumulate over the years. Just by changing a few small things, you can significantly improve the quality of your sleep, feel lighter after dinner, and even lower your risk of chronic illness. This video will help you identify 7 common habits after 7 p.m. From eating dinner late, using screens, to seemingly harmless actions like drinking too much water, and offer simple suggestions to adjust each habit. If you find this topic helpful, please hit like and share it with your loved ones. Those who are also entering this important phase of life. Have you ever experienced something like this? Or do you know someone who has? Share your story in the comments section. And now let's explore 7 seemingly small habits that could make a big difference for your health. Late dinners or heavy meals, the silent enemy of digestion and sleep. Have you ever felt bloated, experienced heartburn, or woken up in the middle of the night with an uncomfortable sense of fullness? Many people believe that as long as they eat regularly, the timing doesn't matter. But the body isn't as simple as a machine, especially as we age. It's hard to resist a delicious dinner after a long, tiring day. When the kitchen lights come on and the aroma of food fills the air, it's a time for gathering, sharing, and enjoying. However, eating late or choosing meals high in fat, spicy ingredients, or sugar can silently sabotage both the quality of your sleep and your digestive system. Biologically, the human body is programmed to digest food most efficiently during the day. After 7 p.m., the digestive system begins to slow down in preparation for sleep. Eating late, especially heavy meals, forces the stomach to keep working while the rest of the body is shifting into rest mode. As a result, food digests more slowly, leading to bloating, acid reflux, and heartburn, common and easily triggered issues, especially for those over 50. Moreover, prolonged digestion directly impacts sleep. When you go to bed with a stomach still battling a high-protein, high-fat dinner, your brain struggles to reach a deep state of relaxation. Some studies have shown that late-night eating can raise blood sugar levels during the night, an especially concerning issue for those at risk of diabetes or metabolic disorders. But that doesn't mean you have to skip meals or eat bland food. The solution is much simpler. Eat dinner earlier, ideally 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. This gives your body time to digest food properly before entering deep sleep. Also, prioritize easily digestible options like steamed vegetables, light soups, steamed fish, or whole grains. Dinner doesn't have to be grand. It should be light, cozy, and easy on the stomach. Adjusting your meal schedule can be challenging at first, especially if you are used to a late routine. However, just 1 week of eating earlier and more lightly can bring noticeable changes. A lighter stomach, deeper sleep, and a more refreshed and gentle morning. Remember, your body's always sending signals. The question is whether you're listening. Don't wait until symptoms appear to take action. A small change in your dinner habits can bring tremendous benefits to your digestive health, sleep quality, and even your daily mood. And once you've settled into a healthier eating rhythm, it's time to explore another equally important factor: how you use electronic screens in the evening. Blue light, the silent sleep thief inside your own home. Do you have a habit of watching TV, scrolling through your phone, or checking email before bed? Many people still believe that spending a few minutes online or catching up on the evening news is a way to relax and unwind. But few realize that the light emitted from these very devices may be quietly disrupting their sleep, especially for older adults. It's hard to look away from your phone or TV screen after a long day. Scrolling through news, checking social media updates, or watching a lighthearted movie seems like an essential end-of-day pleasure. But the blue light emitted from these devices is a direct culprit in disturbing the body's natural sleep cycle. Science has proven that blue light can suppress the production of melatonin, the hormone responsible for signaling the body that it's time to rest. When melatonin is suppressed, the brain perceives that it's still daytime, which makes you more alert, delays sleep onset, and leads to lighter, more fragmented sleep. The problem becomes even more serious with age. After the age of 50, the body naturally produces less melatonin than it did in youth. When blue light exposure is added in the evening, the negative effects become more pronounced. Difficulty falling asleep, restless sleep, waking up multiple times during the night, and feeling fatigued the next morning. However, you don't need to completely give up electronic devices. The key is to adjust the timing of use. One golden rule recommended by experts is to turn off all screens at least 60 minutes before bedtime. Instead of scrolling through social media or watching stressful news reports, consider reading a light book, journaling, meditating, or listening to instrumental music. You can also use warm-tone night lights and reduce room brightness to signal to your brain that night has arrived. These seemingly small actions help the body reset its natural rhythm, restore melatonin flow, and ease you gently into sleep. Of course, changing habits isn't always easy, but once you feel the difference, such as falling asleep more easily and waking up with a clearer, lighter mind, you'll understand how precious one screen-free hour before bed can truly be. Don't let the light from your devices steal the light within, the one that only a good night's sleep can restore each day. Be proactive in creating a calm space before bedtime so you can truly rest, recover, and wake up healthier every morning. Once you've mastered control over the external light, it's time to pay attention to what you're putting inside your body, like coffee or even just plain water. Coffee and water. Daytime friends, nighttime disruptors. Do you have a habit of sipping coffee in the late afternoon or drinking a lot of water before bed to stay healthy? Many people believe that a cup of coffee after dinner helps them stay alert for reading or chatting, and that drinking plenty of water is a simple way to detox the body. But not everyone realizes that these seemingly healthy habits can actually disrupt sleep, especially after the age of 50. It's understandable why we continue to enjoy coffee later in the day, for its warmth, comfort, or simply because it's a familiar family ritual. Similarly, since drinking water is encouraged throughout the day, many try to make up for it in the evening. But what the body needs is not quantity, it's timing. Caffeine, whether from coffee, strong tea, or chocolate, is a stimulant. It not only raises the heart rate, but also prolongs alertness in the brain. The issue is that caffeine can remain in the body for 6 to 8 hours after consumption. This means a cup of coffee at 3 or 4 p.m. can still affect your ability to fall asleep at 10 p.m. The older we get, the slower our body metabolizes caffeine, so its stimulating effects last even longer. As for water, which seems harmless, it can become a sleep interrupter when consumed excessively at night. An active bladder means waking up to urinate during the night. This doesn't just interrupt deep sleep, but also makes it harder for the body to return to a stable sleep cycle, especially for those with prostate issues or a weak bladder. However, you don't have to eliminate coffee or restrict water throughout the day. Just adjust your intake wisely. A simple rule: avoid coffee after 2 p.m. to give your body enough time to process the caffeine before bedtime. For water, drink regularly throughout the day and gradually reduce intake after dinner, instead of trying to catch up just before bed. Additionally, instead of coffee, consider herbal, caffeine-free teas like chamomile, peppermint, or lavender, known to soothe the nerves and promote relaxation. Instead of drinking a full glass of water right before sleep, take small sips only if you truly feel thirsty. When you align your drinking habits, both coffee and water, with your body's natural rhythms, you'll notice a clear difference: faster sleep onset, fewer nighttime awakenings, and a clearer mind in the morning. Remember, self-care isn't just about choosing what's good, but choosing the right time for it. And if you want to optimize your long-term health, now is the time to reevaluate not only what you drink, but also how you respond to emotions and information before bedtime. The mind before bed, a sensitive space that should not be stirred by storms. Have you ever tried to go to sleep right after watching negative news, arguing with someone online, or carrying lingering frustration from an unresolved conversation? If you have, you know the feeling of tossing and turning, a heavy head, and a night of sleeping without truly sleeping, as if your mind were still wandering through a storm of unfinished emotions. In today's digital age, where information is just a click away, exposure to negative content has become almost unavoidable. And worse, we often consume it at night, the very time when we should be resting and recharging. The human mind, especially past middle age, requires more time to shed stress and return to a state of balance. But when you engage in heated debates, watch violent news stories, or get pulled into harsh social media comments before bed, your body reacts as if it were facing a real threat. The nervous system releases cortisol, the stress hormone. It speeds up your heartbeat, makes your breathing shallow, and most critically, slows down melatonin production. The result? You lie there, eyes closed, but your mind is still running, replaying arguments, worrying, anticipating. Sleep, if it comes at all, is shallow, easily disrupted, and does not provide true restoration. You don't need to be positive all the time or completely avoid the news, but you can choose when and how to process that content. Set a personal boundary: no arguments, no negative news after 8 p.m. Instead, choose soothing activities. Write a few lines of gratitude in a journal, watch something lighthearted, listen to a healing podcast, or have a positive chat with a loved one. Sometimes what you need most isn't another argument to fix the problem, but a quiet space where your body and mind can simply rest. That rest becomes the foundation for wiser problem solving the next day. Think of sleep as a sacred space, a realm where the mind must be shielded from emotional storms at the end of the day. By practicing the habit of releasing tension before your head touches the pillow, you'll gradually feel the difference, not just in the depth of your sleep, but in the quality of your emotions during the day. And once your mind has found its calm, it's time to treat your body with the same care. By choosing the right time to move and exercise, without overstimulating your nervous system when it's supposed to wind down. When exercise becomes a barrier, evening workouts and the battle for sleep. Have you ever found yourself tossing and turning, struggling to fall asleep after an intense evening workout? While many people view physical activity as a remedy for both body and mind, the timing of exercise, especially after 7 p.m., can actually backfire, particularly for those over the age of 50. Exercise is essential for a healthy life. It boosts cardiovascular health, maintains muscle strength, and supports metabolism. For older adults, it also enhances mood and helps prevent chronic diseases. But the key lies in choosing the right time to work out, so the body has a chance to recover and wind down before sleep. When you engage in vigorous exercise at night, running, HIIT, weightlifting, or intense cardio, the body releases a surge of stimulating hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart rate rises, your body temperature increases, and your nervous system becomes more alert. All of this makes it harder for the brain to switch off and transition into a restful state. In fact, many people notice that they sleep worse after late workouts, even if they feel physically tired. It's not the kind of natural drowsiness that leads to restful sleep, but rather a state of exhaustion mixed with restlessness, shallow breathing, and a mind that won't slow down. For older adults who already tend to sleep less and are more sensitive to physiological changes, this impact becomes even more noticeable. This doesn't mean you should stop exercising. On the contrary, keep moving, but shift your workout time to the morning or early afternoon. That's when the body's naturally more alert, your circadian rhythm is at its most active, and your muscles respond best. If your schedule doesn't allow for that, you can still engage in gentle evening movement, such as a slow walk after dinner, light yoga, or simple stretching exercises to unwind. It may take a few days for your body to adjust to this new routine, but the results are well worth it. Falling asleep more easily, deeper sleep, a truly relaxed body, and a noticeable boost in energy the next morning. You can still break a sweat, still care for your heart, but don't let a good habit become an invisible barrier that robs you of precious rest. And once your body is calmed and your mind at ease, one final element will help you fall asleep more easily: a consistent and reliable bedtime ritual. Sleep doesn't come from fatigue, but from habits that signal it's time to rest. Have you ever climbed into bed hoping to fall asleep immediately because you're so tired, only to lie awake for hours, eyes wide open, even though your body feels exhausted? Many people believe that sleep comes naturally as long as you're tired enough. But the truth is, quality sleep doesn't just result from physical exhaustion. It comes from consistent habits that signal to your brain that it's time to wind down. After the age of 50, our bodies aren't as responsive as they once were. Falling asleep is no longer as simple as just lying down. Instead, it requires stable, repeated cues, so the brain can recognize that a new cycle is beginning, the cycle of restoration. When you don't have a set bedtime routine, like a consistent schedule or specific pre-sleep actions, the brain receives mixed signals. It doesn't know whether it's time to relax or still time to stay alert. The result? You're in bed, but your mind is still awake, still running. The important thing to know is, humans respond well to rituals. Small repeated actions can become natural switches for the brain. Brushing your teeth, turning off the lights, applying hand cream, reading a few pages, or simply brewing a warm cup of chamomile tea. These seemingly small gestures are actually the body's language telling the brain, it's time to rest. Establishing a bedtime routine doesn't need to be complicated. Start 15 to 30 minutes before going to bed. Turn off electronic devices. Wash your face with warm water. Listen to some gentle music. Write down 3 things you're grateful for that day. This process not only helps you sleep better, but gradually improves your mental state, turning bedtime into a moment you cherish, rather than a nightly struggle. If you've tried many things to improve your sleep without success, ask yourself, do you have any sort of pre-sleep habit, or is each night random and unstructured? Behavioral consistency is a gift you can give yourself, free of charge, requiring little time, yet holding the power to transform your entire experience of rest and recovery. And once you've established a reliable bedtime routine, the final step in completing a healthy sleep cycle is to keep your sleep and wake time consistent each day. Sleep is not just about hours. It's the biological rhythm you keep each day. Have you ever gone to bed early one night, then stayed up late watching movies the next, and slept in until noon on the weekend? In today's flexible lifestyle, many people, including older adults, believe that as long as they get enough total sleep hours, it's good enough. But sleep isn't like a time bank you can withdraw from and deposit into at will. The human body operates according to a biological clock called the circadian rhythm. This rhythm regulates internal processes such as hormone secretion, body temperature, blood pressure, and most importantly, the sleep-wake cycle. When you go to bed and wake up at different times each day, you send mixed signals to your nervous system. This inconsistency confuses the body about when it's truly day or night. As a result, you may be in bed for the right number of hours, but your sleep is shallow, fragmented, and lacks true restoration. After age 50, even small fluctuations in sleep time, which the young can easily recover from, have a far greater impact. Older adults tend to sleep for shorter durations, wake more easily during the night, and require more time to fully recharge. An unstable sleep schedule prevents the body from adjusting properly, leading to fatigue, memory decline, lowered immunity, and diminished emotional well-being. So what's the solution? You don't have to be exact to the minute, but aim for a consistent schedule for both sleeping and waking, even on weekends. For example, if you choose to go to bed at 10 p.m., try to keep that time within a 30-minute window each night. The same goes for mornings. Waking up at a regular hour helps your circadian rhythm reset accurately for the next day. A stable sleep schedule not only helps you fall asleep faster and sleep more deeply, but also improves mood, enhances concentration, and slows the signs of aging. You'll notice your body running more smoothly, with less fatigue and more ease in daily life. Just like a beautiful song needs a steady rhythm, quality sleep is built on a foundation of consistency. Treat your bedtime like an important appointment with yourself and honor it as you would your long-term health. Now that you understand how evening habits can impact your sleep and overall health, you're fully capable of making mindful changes, starting today. First of all, thank you for staying with me until the very end. Your presence here is a sign that you genuinely care about your health and quality of life. and that is something truly worth honoring. We've taken a deep look at 7 seemingly harmless habits after 7 p.m., from late dinners and screen time to caffeine intake, skipping routines, and inconsistent sleep schedules. Each habit is a small puzzle piece, but over time, they can make a profound difference in your sleep, digestion, energy, and overall well-being. So what stood out the most to you? Was it a habit you've been repeating daily without realizing it? Or perhaps a simple suggestion you're excited to try tonight? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Sometimes a heartfelt reflection can inspire someone else, and don't hesitate to leave a question if there's anything you'd like me to explain further. If you found this content helpful, please hit the like button and share it with friends and loved ones, especially those entering a stage of life where restful sleep and long-term wellness need more care. Together, we are building a mindful community, one that sleeps deeply, eats consciously, and practices self-love with intention. It's a long journey, but every small step you take today brings you closer to a lighter, more fulfilled life. Remember, it's never too late to start living healthier. Restful sleep, a lighter body, and a peaceful mind are what you truly deserve, and it all begins with the small choices you make, starting tonight.